7, 64.
I'm not going to ask you any questions at this point in time, but...
Just in case.
Do you swear to affirm that the statement you're about to give is the whole truth but nothing but the truth?
When we first...
Two seemingly different situations reveal the same brutal truth: how people confront the law and reality. One features honest dialogue with police, the other shows evasion and silence. Both leave viewers questioning trust, transparency, and human morality when standing at the edge of life, death, and justice.
7, 64. I'm not familiar with the case, but I'm familiar with him being down there for the hurricane duty.
So, Sergeant, tighten up the screws, man. You know what I mean? Like, say, hey, look, guys, I don't want this attention anymore. And if you're going to do something, don't do it in front of me. And no more thin blue line, you know? Let's stop,
for the people.
you know, covering each other.
Bar. There's some cops watching us over there. Right across the street at the school. Hey.
Hello. Hey.
How's it going? Good. Yeah, no, just leave it like that. Nobody's going to break in here. We don't have to lock it, right?
A thought-provoking video. The more I watched, the more I realized how essential citizen police dialogue is in building trust, not fear. This isn't just a casual chat. It's a powerful social message.
I'd like to put in a records request for something real quick. You probably have it on hand.
You have to go do.
Well, I can put it in with you. You could send it to them.
No.
Just take down my... Yeah, the Florida law works that way.
Let's
obey the law.
I got the
Come
law
on.
in my book if you gentlemen need to see it. Let me call them.
Yeah, all you got to do is take down my email address and what I'm requesting and send it to them, and they'll send it to me.
No, you got to pay for any
Documents.
documents and stuff like that. That's why you have to go to the main office.
Right.
Sir, if I ask them to email it to me in a PDF form, I don't have to pay. I've done this a lot. Trust me. Don't ever trust anybody that says trust me, except right now. Oh, they got Almond Joy. Nice. My favorite.
64. 57, 64. Can you open up a card for the D2 office, please?
Yeah.
There's it for the school.
This is what you guys cover here, Sergeant?
What's that?
That's all you guys cover?
No, this is just Navarre
Just the
Beach
beach?
here.
Okay.
And this is just the roads on. And this might not even be all. Oh, yeah, that's it. So that's State Park. This is State Park. And then this goes to the mainland where 98 is here.
Gotcha. Sergeant Nix, you got family down in Fort Myers? Or
I do
Miramar?
No, I do
No.
not. Miramar Beach. That's pretty close.
Yeah.
Nix is a very popular name down here, but I'm not related to a lot of them.
Oh, he's an LEO too, so.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm. So there's a lot in Escambia as well. But
Yeah.
my family's mostly from North Alabama.
Oh, it's a pretty part of the country. I like northern Alabama.
It's not bad.
All I wanted really is the policies and procedures. If you guys have that in PDF format, that you can send me.
You know what? We were just talking about if policies and procedures were public record or not.
General orders are.
Yeah, we were just literally talking to somebody.
You guys have any stickers like
Yeah,
these?
you got better handwriting than me. Just write down what he wants.
Sure. Thank you, please.
You got it?
Sure.
I don't even have my pad. I left it in the car.
Thanks, Lieutenant.
Do you gentlemen have any stickers like this? I collect them from all over the country when I go out.
There's one right over there.
There we go. So general orders or policies and procedures, whatever you guys call them here, and in a PDF form, add a couple more things. Names, badge numbers, and vehicle assignments for all the deputies, and signal codes and 10 codes.
Sometimes a camera isn't a threat. It's the only weapon truth has. The conversation highlights the right to record in public spaces and the accountability of officers, a topic growing ever more relevant today.
My email is rights, R-I-G-H-T-S, crispy, C-R-I-S-P-Y, at gmail.com.
C-R-A-S-P-Y?
S-P-Y, yes, at gmail.com. Thank you. That's it. You guys have crime to fight. So. Oh, is that activated?
Yes.
Oh, can
Anytime
you
we
give me
have-
a copy of that as well, please?
Yeah.
Thanks. Sergeant Nix's body cam for this non-incident, this consensual conversation.
Has your department done First Amendment training on the right to record in public? I was just at the health department, and the lady there didn't want to be recorded. I told her it was a public lobby.
So you know, county and we're not all the same type of training because obviously we're just law enforcement. All the training we've had on most of our stuff is what occurs here and with our body cams. I don't know what kind of training they've had.
Okay. Well, the reason I was asking because, let's say if I'm in a building.
You got today's date?
Today's 18th, yeah.
Let's say if I'm in a public building, they say, oh, they called you guys, say, hey, these guys are in here recording. Do you guys know how to handle that situation?
We would obviously we would respond and then get both sides of the story, try to figure out what's going on. But obviously, if it's a public place where public eyes can be recorded.
Okay.
So-
That's good to hear that you would get both sides of
Yeah.
the story. Usually
Well,
it's just like,
and I-
I'm
because
going
You
with the
never know-
Karen,
and you never
that's
know
it.
exactly what the circumstances are. Some people just see cameras and they might take it as somebody being aggressive towards them, and
Right.
it might not be that at all.
That's
Right.
the opposite of how we operate,
Yeah.
as you can tell.
Yeah.
How I've always
Try to figure
Yeah, I
tried
try
to.
to make sure everybody knows, hey, I'm the press, I'm here to do a story. And I get it. People sometimes
And
are
they're intimidated by
uncomfortable.
cameras too.
Right.
And they don't. And they always. I mean, you never see good incidents published. You only see
Oh,
bad
yeah.
things
Yeah.
published.
Well, that's
And-
something that sets us apart.
And if you do publish the good things, they don't get the clicks or the views.
No, they don't.
That the things that.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter because we're trying to show both sides to let the public know, hey, there is a good and there is a bad.
We
you
let
know?
the stars shine, snowflakes melt.
Okay.
I like you to be a good example to other agencies of how to behave, how to act, how to treat the citizenry that you're
That's
commanded
the way it
to
should be.
take
As
care
a
of.
matter
Exactly.
of fact, I did the city hall in Biloxi. They passed with flying colors. They did such a
They
good
probably had
job.
study or
Right.
training on it or
Right,
something
they've
like
had
that.
training on
But
it.
you know, we
Email it to Adam.
our job is kind of hard with all the
Thank
different
you.
complexes, all the different layers.
course, of
So
laws,
some
yeah.
things, some
Slip through
deputies
the
probably have
cracks.
never dealt with before. It could
Right.
just being a rookie deputy or just
Okay.
being confronted with some type of obstacle that they're not familiar with. They don't know how to get through it exactly. So
Right.
sometimes they force the way, or sometimes they.
Well,
You could have a rookie deputy that spent 29 years in the Air Force as security police
I bring the
and
law.
still violate someone's rights.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
anybody can do any of that.
But you don't like working with bad apples, right?
No.
I hope you.
That's what I tell everybody. Doesn't matter if you're a first grade teacher or clerk at Walmart.
Yeah.
You're going to have good employees. You're going to have bad employees.
But this job attracts certain people. And it's not about
Should be.
training, it's about hiring. You got to make sure that you just don't hire anybody because you need bodies. I
That's
get
why
it.
we go through this background
Yeah.
check, and then our applications.
Yeah, and a 19-year-old kid that hasn't gotten in trouble yet can still be a sociopath looking to abuse that badge. So you got to
I'll
keep
leave
your
my
eye on him.
cards there, so
Okay.
in case you guys do find anybody's, because sometimes I know it's hard to complain
Right.
to the upper management, you know what I mean? Because I've been doing this for years. So,
We were lucky. We work for a great sheriff and great
Yeah, he's a good
administration.
guy.
They're really receptive of
Okay.
anything we've got.
Because I also go
we're
on-
blessed. We really are.
I also go on LEO forums and I read the comments from the officers, so I know all kinds of stuff that's going on in the department.
Yeah.
Relationships.
So they have that. I'm not in tune with that kind of stuff at all. I worry about my shift, my district.
Oh,
or-
you'd be surprised
not.
what they put out there in public. Seminole County, Florida. I knew that the captain gets drunk all the time in his police cruiser. Okay, and they actually busted him. He was passed out at a stoplight.
I remember that.
Cops came,
And they let him go.
let him go. Saw he was a captain, let him go. And they talked about it on the board. They said, "Oh, this guy's at
Oh,
I
they
think
talk
it's
about this
Chili's."
thing.
Yeah,
Is this
yeah.
what is it like anonymous boards or something?
It is anonymous, so they, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I've done 3 stories on this agency already, and one of them I'm sure you can't comment. They're in litigation. They're going to sue you for millions of dollars because you arrested a couple on felony theft charges when they didn't even take anybody's dog. It was a dog. I don't know if you've heard about.
On one hand, citizens must be protected from abuse of power. On the other, officers need an environment free from constant suspicion. This video shows that both sides have challenges and highlights the need for mutual understanding and transparency.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Military.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. And now I'm getting that.
I didn't get out of my. You.
Shut the door for your own safety. All right, fine. Do whatever you want. I'm fucking done.
Such a big deal.
So what it is obviously you can't sit on the shoulder of a road anyways, but when you're this close to a traffic stop, it's basically impeding the investigation of that traffic stop. That's why you either have to leave or identify yourself.
That's my wife's cousins. And
Okay.
she earned that Purple Heart.
Yeah.
And it's not that she was asking to be entitled to some extra privilege. She was just trying to convey, hey, I get it. I was a veteran and I was shot with an RPG on the roadside, so I get it. But I mean, you know harm. I haven't gotten out. I'm looking in the mirror. Just keeping an eye on my sister. She doesn't know where my new place is. She was following me there. I can't just leave her here.
Yeah.
You know?
So all of it is very unfortunate.
And then this latest one was Mike the Butcher. He works 70 hours a week at Winn-Dixie as a butcher. And he was as a passenger in the back seat of the car when his son-in-law was taking him back to work from his lunch break. And he gave his ID to your deputies. And then when they ran it, found nothing because he's never been in trouble with the law. They asked him again. He asked them why. They tackled this man to the ground. They hurt his back. He has fused vertebrae. He went to court. He was going to fight this and go to trial and everything. And your 2 deputies didn't show up to court. Anybody else would have had a capious writ. Yeah. Well, no, Milton. Milton.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that at all.
Yeah, they didn't show up. They said that they were down South Florida for hurricane relief. And, I mean, any one of us would have gotten a capious writ put on us.
Okay.
They didn't show up to court, you know?
I'm familiar with that. But I'm not familiar with the case, but I'm familiar with them being down there for the hurricane duty.
So, Sergeant, tighten up the screws, man. You know what I mean? Like, say, hey, look, guys, I don't want this attention anymore. And if you're going to do something, don't do it in front of me. And no more thin blue line. Let's stop,
For the people.
covering each other.
For the people.
And get rid of the bad apples.
Because the American public wants to support the police, right? They want to support them because we need them. Everybody knows we need the police. We don't want murderers and rapists out there running around.
And I teach my kids the difference between good ones and bad ones, and I want them to look at you with respect instead of fear.
Yeah,
you know?
but when you have bad police, that makes your job harder because now they're releasing criminals.
What's your name? I don't know if they need
Finn.
Go to court.
No, I can do it anonymously, but you could say I'm Finn. Nice to meet you. Put it there. Thank you, brother. Stay safe.
Probably not in Santa Rosa County, but in a place like New York City, there's been $1 billion a year in lawsuits for civil rights violations.
I'm sorry, Lieutenant. I didn't hear the last part. I didn't hear the last.
I'm sending an email. I just didn't know if I needed you.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Thank you, brother.
So
Bad police cost our taxpayers a lot of dollars in lawsuits.
Just Monday, I think the police in Mobile, Alabama, had a guy handcuffed. He's down on his knees, handcuffed behind his back. Cops over his back, just wailing on his head.
I didn't see that.
Oh my God, it's bad.
I try, I'm one of those ones that do not try to watch any bad news. Like if it's negative, I don't like negativity.
Yeah.
So everything I try to read, try to be positive. So my news feeds on my X or Twitter, it's mostly always positive stuff. And if something negative pops up, I don't like watching. So I just say, don't show me this.
Same here. I create this. I go out and I look for negative things and I put it out there, but I look for positive things too, and that's what sets us both apart in our community. We do want people to be good examples.
Work together?
Well, no.
Both independent. We have different channels, but we don't go out. We're not F you, F that.
Right.
We're not
trying to get a chip on our
ourselves
shoulder
into the scene. We're not, trying to get involved in any way. And I'll quiet. Like I'll go into a public building and I'll walk around. I'll look at the walls. I'll do whatever until somebody comes up and says, "Hey, you're not allowed to film here." Then I'm like, "No, I'm sorry. I am allowed to film here. I'm nice and calm and quiet." And then a lot of times people come and, well, they don't want you to be here, so you're going to have to leave.
We don't create the problems or the bad things. We document it, and hopefully your command staff sees where the corrections need to be made from your officers.
Because
you're supposed to be the best of us. Do the best.
They're allowed to be. They're allowed to record. And we know this is true because in Florida specifically, the wiretapping statute, if I was to come in a building that the public's allowed to be in and I was recording secretly, there's no law against it. There's nothing you could do. So how can I do that secretly, but if I come in with this, all of a sudden I'm breaking the law?
Speaking of which,
doesn't make any sense.
The procedures or your general orders should be public, not tactical secrets that you would have to do, like how you make a dynamic entry or breach a door, but if you're allowed to turn on your lights to go through a red light when there's no active emergency. Stuff like that we on your, what's your use of force policy? What's your threat level matrix, 1 to 6? So we know if you step out of line, we the people make that complaint. And I'll get your vehicle numbers and see who just cut me off and call you and say, hey, this guy's driving like a maniac. He's going to get somebody killed. And it's happened in Bakersfield, California. We went and told, they ignored us. Next thing you know, the deputy ran over, Kern County deputy ran over and killed some people on a bike.
And they don't.
You got a lot of equipment you got to focus on in there. So stay frosty, stay focused, head on a swivel.
Such violated policy and procedure number this and this. Officer violated policy and procedure this and this. Now the IA guy doesn't have to go and look to see if the officer violated. It's right there for him, so he can make a better and quicker decision and hopefully clear up some of IA's caseloads.
I've never been in IA.
Yeah.
Good. Keep it that way.
That's what I mean. Work for IA.
Yeah, because I'm sure they get tons of. Okay, and what I was saying.
Some of them are. I mean, we get complaints on driving. Sometimes they just don't realize, like
You go into a scene.
for instance, they may turn their lights on to get through. They can't do it if they're not responding to,
Right.
you know, and there's only certain
Type of
crimes
calls,
that
yeah.
you can respond to with lights and sirens.
Right.
But however, it could be a domestic in progress, and they may call the sergeant or supervisor and say, "Can I bust through this light?" Because
Understood.
it is physical, but it's not necessarily
Life or death
meets
yet.
the criteria.
The one time I've seen that, I
One clear takeaway from this video: transparency isn't a threat. It's the foundation of trust. When both citizens and law enforcement act with awareness and respect for the law, communities become safer and more united.
Yeah, there's a door on the opposite side. Did you see somebody? Other side, Reek's bed. Hello?
Sheriff's office.
Are you in there? Hello? Saying I'll bring you back or whether in the other door smells like a 7. This place is a disaster. You smell it?
No, I do.
I don't know what's coming out of. You just ask the neighbors, I guess, if they see anybody. There's that Reek's right there, right?
A little bit. Watch your head.
Yeah, I saw him. Let's go to the neighbor, one next to us over here, and see if they've seen anybody over here.
Hey, guys. Hey, doing good. How are you?
All right, brother.
Have you seen Lainey recently?
The girl?
Yeah, next door neighbor.
Just the guys over there.
When's the last time you seen them?
He usually walks up and down the road, but her, I haven't seen her in a while.
How long would a while be? Days, months?
Day or two.
Couple days.
3 days or something like that.
When's the last time you seen the boys?
Yesterday.
Hard to believe this happened in real life. What starts as a routine welfare check quickly spirals into a chilling discovery. Every word, every step taken by the officers feels like it's leading straight into something far darker than expected.
I know it would be not abnormal for you to hear yelling and screaming coming from over there. So.
No.
Nothing.
We're kind of new to the neighborhood, too. So
Yeah, okay.
There's been a lot of different things going on here, so it's weird. We're not used to it.
No. More quiet. Used to live right down there behind the Circle K in Cleveland, Dalewood.
Oh,
That's nice. And man, that's so cool back there. You don't worry about nothing. You know what I mean? It's nice and quiet. I know all the neighbors held 50 years, boy. And they come up here and all kind. This is just way different from me, but I'm doing good.
all right. That's all that matters, that you guys are doing good.
So if we hear and see anything,
Just call the number right there. That's the non-emergency number. If you see Lainey or any of
Yeah,
the
her
boys.
sister's looking for her, and she's not able to get a hold of her, so that's why we're out trying to make contact with her.
He's probably like in.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's only been there for like a few weeks because the tent wasn't there, and then the tent showed up, and then he was around. So.
Right. Any commotions or anything in the last couple of days or
No,
before
like
then?
yelling or fighting or anything like that.
Nothing?
We hear. They're pretty quiet for the most part, but.
Okay.
The most I see out of the dude is just like sometimes he walks up and down the road. Today he was riding a bike, so.
Do you know what color bike it was?
I didn't pay attention to it.
Was it just a bike or a
Yeah,
tricycle?
like just like a full-size license bike.
She had her husband arrested on the 25th. No, that smell familiar.
You got close to the... The AC's working.
338.
That could push in.
Yeah, we're not gonna push this thing. It ain't supposed to be pushed. I can make an open door. There's a door on each side of the house.
Missouri. Nothing. The kitchen's over there. So, but I can't.
Get the proper information for Lainey. It's gonna be an ACES, and just run her real quick. Check her out in all of the hospitals and see if she's there.
From suspicion to revelation, every moment in the video is filled with tension. It's not just the silence, but the evasiveness, the discomfort, and that gut feeling that something's wrong. All of it builds into a climax you simply can't look away from.
She's not around right now.
Do you know where she's at? Sister's asking for her. She's not in any trouble or anything like that.
When was the last time you saw her?
A few days ago.
Where'd she go?
She just went to the store and said she'd back on the road.
Is it abnormal for mom to be gone for days at a time?
Sometimes.
Where does she usually go? Does she have a favorite place where she likes to go? You anything out of the normal when she last time you saw her?
No.
What happened the last time you guys were together?
She gave me a few cigarettes and a little bit of food and some hand soap to wash my hands and told me I could come stay back here.
But you haven't seen mom since then.
Yes, sir.
When's the last time you text, called, or anything like that? Okay.
When was the last time you saw Dad?
A week ago.
Do you know where he's staying at?
No, I heard that she might have called the cops on him.
He got arrested the 25th of last month for trespassing.
Do you know who stays in the tent?
Well, that's what I was saying before she told me I can come in the house.
Oh, she told you could come before she left?
Would it be alright if they just went inside to make sure she's not in there?
I can't tell you no.
Okay.
But you stay here and it's your mom's house?
And we're looking for mom, so we just want to make sure mom's not stowed away in a closet. Dad didn't come back and retaliate for getting arrested or something like that. You're not going to tell me yes or no, then we're just going to peek our head in there real quick and then we'll come back outside. You can lead the way if you so please.
I'm trying to lock the door.
Just lead us through.
It's kind of locked.
Do you have a key?
No.
Why would you lock the door behind you?
I just usually do that.
So how do you get in?
I don't know.
How about this other little door that's over here?
It's just barricaded up.
With what?
Garbage cans and stuff.
So how do you get in the house? Because I feel like you're fucking with me. What the hell? What's the deal?
You understand how this looks, right?
Yes.
So how do you get in the house since you locked the door?
I'm probably sleep in the tent, or...
Are you not supposed to be in the house? Is that why you locked the door?
Yes, sir.
Alright, that's fine. We're not worried about that. We just want to make sure.
Right now is finding mom.
That's it.
If you know you're not supposed to be here, that's on whatever. We can deal with that at a later point in time. I really don't care about that.
Yeah.
My main goal is making sure mom's okay, find mom, and do that. That's why we're not here for you, because you were sleeping in the bed or whatever. So, obviously, you went in and unlocked it from the inside. Did you get in? Did you just push that one thing open to get in?
Do you mind doing that for us right now? I think if you shimmy it into the right, we could be able to just pull it out. So push it into the right. Keep pushing it in. Now try to move it out. And then push it out. There you go. Alright. Are you sure mom's not in there?
I don't know. I just stayed in my room, stayed in my living room.
We're already in, so we're going to find out. So
I understand, friend.
So you're going to tell me you didn't know mom was in there? Because now I got a whole bigger issue. Call 400 and have them come out here.
Silence doesn't always equal innocence. While the officers were just doing their job, the dodging and mixed signals only intensified suspicion. But let's be fair, fear trauma or guilt can make people behave unpredictably. The situation reflects how messy real human reactions can be under pressure.
alright, so you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used you in court. Do you understand that so far? You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions and have him or her present during questioning. If you can't afford one will be appointed for you before any questioning if you wish. Do you understand that so far? Alright, so if you decide to answer any questions without a lawyer present, you still have the right to stop answering at any time. You also have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to a lawyer. Do you understand that? So after being read these rights, do you still wish to talk to us?
So we're not going to ask you any questions at this point in time, but...
Just in case. Do you swear to affirm that the statement you're about to give is the whole truth but nothing but the truth?
When we first got here and talked to you, you said you hadn't seen mom in how long? When is that the actual answer, or what is the answer you want to swear to? The last time you saw mom?
We were talking around the house here. I mean, yeah. She gave me a few cigarettes and stuff and told me to stop back by the house later. And I came and stopped back by the house later, and we were talking and cleaning up the yard and cleaning up the house and everything. She told me I could stay inside a few days ago.
But you said that wasn't the truth, that you weren't supposed to be staying inside. Yes, when we talked to you over there, I said you're not supposed to be here. That's so.
No contact order.
Okay.
I believe.
Do you know if it's still active or no?
No, sir. I imagine it might. I don't know for sure. I figured if she told me I could come and stay with her, and I don't know.
Okay. What is there no contact order between you and mom for?
We got into the dispute. She said I slapped her, I punched her.
So battery?
Yes, sir.
Domestic stuff?
Yes, sir.
When's the last time you've seen Dad?
This last week, I believe.
How did your conversation with Dad go the last time you saw him? It wasn't bad?
How about between mom and dad? Did they talk?
The only thing I knew is she told, at that point in time when she got home, she told me and him both to leave, so I left and went walking somewhere, and he stayed away.
Do you know where Dad is at currently?
Dad has a job.
And you haven't talked to Dad since?
That night, yes, sir.
That night? When I guess he got arrested.
That's what I heard.
And you left, so you didn't get arrested. And your and mom's relationship has been good as of late?
Yeah.
Did you notice anything different while you've been staying here? Did that not raise any alarm to you? Did you go and check?
I did kind of look in there, cell phone and everything.
You saw her in the position that she's currently in now.
Yes, sir.
So why did you tell us that mom wasn't there? You know better than me, I wasn't the one that did it, so.
Yes, sir.
Because I smelt her before you ever even came outside, and then you were telling me mom's not in there. And you damn well that she was in there.
So why wouldn't you just tell us the truth? We told you from the beginning we weren't there for you. We just wanted to make sure mom was good.
Yeah.
That's all. So what prompted you to lie to us?
And you, when you went in there and checked on her 2 days ago, did you know that she was deceased?
I couldn't say so. I wouldn't say no.
But was it apparently obvious to you that
Yes, sir.
somebody smelling like that wouldn't be somebody who... So why didn't you call law enforcement when you found her deceased? You don't know? Any idea?
The truth always finds a way out, sooner or later. When things escalate, honesty and cooperation are the only paths to minimizing damage, legally and morally. A single truthful sentence, however hard to say, is far better than silence or lies that spiral out of control.